Okay, so for today's Taxidermy Tip Wednesday, I'm going to walk through how I pick a pose for a bobcat. So this is the bobcat. I've been given choice on pose for it. It's a monster cat. It's like 43 pounds. It has a pretty nice belly for a Minnesota cat, so we want to show that off for sure. So the first thing I want to do is kind of pick a pose that I like. So we're going to search for bobcat pictures here and kind of see if there's anything that catches my eye. Kind of have an idea in mind, but I really want to show off that belly and show off how big he is. So I don't want to have a laying down pose or a crouched pose, because neither of those are going to look very good on him. Maybe something walking or like an angry pose with a paw up is kind of what I have in mind. Need to make sure that you're keeping an eye out for AI pictures lately. Make sure the pictures you're using for reference are real pictures of cats. So most of these look pretty good. If you are struggling with pictures of taxidermy or anything like that, when you Google search, you can do minus and put the words you don't want to see in there, and that helps a lot. So now it won't include anything that has those keywords in there, so that helps. But, so, kind of have that idea in mind, so we will go to Mackenzie, because I like the Pure Cat forms. They seem to fit our Minnesota bobcats pretty well. So this is going to give me lots of different life-size mounts, pedestal mounts. I need a life-size, so I'm actually just going to go home page and then go through the menus. So we'll go taxidermy forms, life-sized, North American life-sized, and bobcat. And I think these are leg wire bobcats. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So apparently Brian Hendricks forms have a separate drop down. So we want the bobcats. And then this was a male bobcat. We want the pure lineup. And then there's the different pose options. So we said we didn't want the laying down ones, so now we'll just see what the other options we have are. So challenging, that one's pretty low to the ground, so probably not a good option there. Climbing, that one could work possibly. That's a little more extreme than I was thinking. That one kind of matches a little bit what I have in mind. So we will look at this one and see if it has the pose or the size we need. So this one was 2 1/16 was the eye to nose. Circumference was like 21 and length was 34. So this form right here is pretty close. And so that is probably the option I will go with for this one. Gonna change up the pose a little bit. Might make it hissing instead of that focused looking face. Might bring that leg up so it's more of a swatting leg instead of a leaping leg. But it's just foam. You can change it and make it work however you want it to, as long as you pay attention to the anatomy of the animal. So that is how I pick my pose if I get the choice.